heavy is your handbag, or maybe your pet or your grandchild, or a full load of washing? Have you ever thought about all of those daily life things that we get involved in and how heavy they might be? Sometimes we see this level of resistance to pick up an extra kilo when we're doing a weight training session or a resistance session. And I often ask this question, like, are you picking up your grandchild? Are you aware of how heavy that grandchild is? And so I did some quick little research on some of these things. And a handbag weighs on average, with, all our little bits and pieces, 2 kilos to 4.5 kilos. A grandchild at 6 months old is 6 to 9 kilos. A medium-sized dog, if you've got a dog, is, 13.5 kilos to 27 kilos. And then the laundry basket, if it's a full laundry basket, it's 7 to 13.5 kilos. And so we might be doing a strength training session and we might be using, maybe 2-3 kilo weights. So that's 6 kilos. But if something was to happen to our dog, for example, that might be weighing 13 kilos, would we be able to lift them and help them? Or a grandchild who's a little bit older, could we lift them and help them? So one of the things that we really want to talk about today, Sal, is barriers, right? So why do we put those barriers in front of ourselves? You're a fan of fear. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I've got fear as one of those things as well too. But I went down the fear of judgment, being judged because we're not capable of lifting heavier. And really that comes down to valuing what somebody else thinks of what we're doing over what we think we're doing. So yeah, that fear of judgment, I think, was one of those areas that can be a barrier. So do you want to expand on that fear as well too?
The fear of, what am I going to be able to do it? But also, I think when the people we work with often have, aches and pains and limitations and all that sort of thing. And so it's the fear of, oh, what if I aggravate it more?
Yes.
What if I make it worse?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's a big fear with a lot of ladies in our circle.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is that fear of injury from lifting heavier can definitely be there in our mind as well too. So, and I think that comes down to, if we are working out alone by ourselves, or we've not got somebody actually looking at us and making sure our technique in form is correct, then we are more likely to hurt ourselves. And so that fear would definitely be a lot higher. The other thing that I was thinking about, Sal, was this, I'm not strong enough. So that thought that we have that I'm not strong enough. And of course we have that natural decline as we're aging, right? So, the muscle mass and the strength that we have is going through that process. It's called sarcopenia. And of course, then, because we are losing that strength in our muscles, it then makes it harder to lift those heavier weights. So therefore, we've got it coming at us from all angles. That decline is causing us to lift heavier, but to not want to lift heavier, but it's the lifting heavier that's going to give us the strength that we actually need. So it's this never-ending circle, isn't it?
It is. It's catch-22.
Absolutely, absolutely. Have you got another one?
I have another one. It's our mind playing tricks on us. So when we say, you could be lifting 1 kilo, and we say to our clients, oh, you could be lifting heavier than that. Their mind goes straight to, oh my God, she's just told me I have to lift 12-kilo weights. And
Ah,
that's not the case. It's okay, you could lift heavier, go up a kilo and challenge your
yeah,
body. It's
okay.
that all or nothing, and our brains trick us into that, I think. And it also then comes into the reps. You could be lifting 1 kilo weights and doing 15 reps. And
Yeah,
then we say lift heavier. So it's like, oh my God, I've got to do 15 reps with the 12-kilo weights.
yes,
But that's
yeah.
not the case.
Yeah, isn't that interesting that, our mind goes straight to, it's not just this gradual small step that we take, it's that extreme that we start to think about. And, we always say this, though, we always come back to that small steps. It's those small increments that have the biggest impact on our health and our well-being. But we do want to go all in. And I think that comes down to this perfectionism that we have as women, that we want to do everything up to 100%. We want to do it the best that we possibly can. If we can't do it, then therefore we failed. And
Yeah.
so then we're going to beat ourselves up about it. Um, and
we're not going to try again.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I failed once, so therefore I'm not going to do it again because I'm just going to fail again. And that's not the case, because, one day you will feel very different to the following day in any given moment, for that matter. If I'm doing balancing stuff, I can do it like a champion in the morning, but get to the afternoon, not so good.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
you can even have those days when you are strength training where, one day, yeah, you can do 5 kilo, dumbbell with each hand and do 15 reps, not a breeze. But the next day, I could only deal with 1 kilo, you know.
yeah,
So you do have, as you said, those moments change day to day.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing that I was thinking about was our joints. They get stiffer and less flexible unless we're doing some type of, you know, mobility and flexibility type sessions, day in, day out. That can occur as well too. And so that can make it a lot more challenging, particularly if we've got something like arthritis. That is definitely going to put a barrier in front of us, because it's just like, well, that's going to hurt if I do that. So therefore, I'm not going to do it at all. And again, it comes back down to that 12 kilos that you were talking about. It's like, well, do 2, do 3. Find the sweet spot.
Mm.
And I know that I've been working on this with one of our PT clients. She continually, gets this little bit of pain in the upper part of her shoulders into her neck, and that's because she's over activating, these upper traps, and so it's just that simple adjustment of finding her hand placement or how she's moving that keeps those shoulders down and relaxed, and keeps her using, the other parts of her body that will avoid that. And she's such a champion because she is continuing to go, where is this sweet spot for me? Okay, I know I've done too much here. So, we did 90 push-ups on Wednesday over the period of the workout, and that's when she noticed it. So, but what was happening as she was starting to fatigue, the placement of her hands were just slightly in the wrong place. And so, we kept on pulling it back and pulling it back for her. And, she definitely, like, she turned up today, she's done a workout, the pain has disappeared. That is simply because she's found where that balance is for her.
And it's interesting that you said, her hand placement kept towards the end kept changing. And that's the mind saying, okay, I need to get back to being comfortable. So it's looking for that comfort zone again. And you have to get out of that comfort zone. Because getting out of that comfort zone, those muscles are being challenged.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think, from my perspective, we also have that belief that we can not do it, that it's not something that we're capable of doing. And so it's not until we actually give it a go that we realize that we are capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So I just think that, we can put up so many barriers in daily life that stop us from achieving, those goals that we want to live life the way we want to live it. And so we have this never-ending cycle that continues to repeat itself. I need more strength because my strength is declining, but I'm scared to do the strength. I need to get more flexibility in my joints and get more mobility, but I'm scared to actually do the work, the strength work to get there. I'm scared that if I lift those heavier weights that I'm going to injure myself. So therefore, I'm not going to do it. So, we've got roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. Whereas if we can go, I'm going to take some level of action and I'm going to get the help and support that I need so that I make sure that those things don't happen, then we start to take those steps forward.
And I think it's so important to invest in somebody that can guide you on how to do it.
Oh, totally.
We invest in so many other things in our life, a coffee a day and all those sort of things. And we don't invest in that support and that guidance on how to do strength training or how to become more flexible or how to become more mobile. We always talk about how much information is out there that you can access as far as mobility, flexibility, strength training, that sort of thing. There's so much out there, but I'm a big believer in, find somebody that has the knowledge in it and can show you how to do it properly. You were talking about our client with the traps. As trainers, we are looking at your technique, and we pick up the tiniest little things. You're not lifting your right leg up as high as you're lifting your left leg up. Oh, your left shoulder's dropped a bit. What's happening there? What injury have you got? Placement of hands on dumbbells. So I think it's very important to invest in somebody who's going to be watching you and helping you to get stronger and to live stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Totally agree. And I smiled when you said that we see everything. I'm on 2 separate occasions this week. I've had the ladies say to me, is there nothing that you don't see? And it's so true. It's one of the most wonderful things about being an online coach is that when we were coaching, face to face, we would work with someone and then we'd move to the next person. So we're in that group environment. And you know that by the time you get down 2 or 3 people, that that person here, they've slackened off or they've changed how they're doing something. So you couldn't be across it. Whereas online, we're seeing it all. And we're seeing it in real time. And so you can pick it up and you can fix it and correct it straight away. So,
and you're seeing it in your peripheral vision. You might be watching one client, but you're going, hang on, why she changed?
Yeah, what's going on there? Yeah, absolutely.
But it also helps. It also helps when we pick things up. I think our clients become more aware.
Oh, totally.
And perfect example was we had a client, and this was back when we were in the hall, and she came in one day and she said, oh my God, I bought a pair of jeans. She'd lost weight, two dress sizes or something.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of jeans, and she said, my right leg is tight in my jeans and my left leg isn't. And I went, that's so strange. I said, anything happened in your life? And it clicked. Her right leg was longer than her left leg. So her right leg was doing all the work, which meant that quad was building up, becoming a lot more muscular than the left. And she had completely forgotten that one leg was shorter than the other.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody that is guiding you through your strength training, getting you to lift heavier and those sort of things, you become aware as well of different things that might have happened in your life. Broken wrist when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's why my wrist hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's the reason that, when someone starts, that we ask all those questions, we get them to fill out forms, and, we have a look at how they move so that we can assess, just what's going on. Has something happened here? Because we see it. And that way, what we do is we can adjust the programs for all of those bits and pieces that we see.
Yeah.
What's your wrap up, Sel?
My wrap up is, we were talking about, taking that next step. Remember, it's just a step. Think about a set of stairs. You don't start down the bottom and then automatically you're at the top. You've got to take each tread at a time. So when you're lifting weights, if you're starting at 1 kilo, go up to 2 kilos, and I can guarantee within about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, you'll probably be ready to go up to 3 kilos.
I'm laughing because sitting here next to me on my desk are 1 kilos, 2 kilos, 4 kilos, 6 kilos, and 8 kilos. I've got it all going on this week. Oh, dear me. Look,
and the simple, sorry, Peter.
Yeah,
and the simple math is increase your weight, reduce your reps.
Oh, totally. It's totally true. And I often say that to like the girls when I'm working out with you as a coach or Sue as a coach, and then you say, okay, we're going to do 20 repetitions. And I go, no, I'm not doing 20 repetitions because I know that I'm just going to hurt myself because, I am lifting heavy. So therefore I need to keep those reps lower. And of course, that's all part of that education that we go through with the clients. So, it's that balance. And what we'll do is we'll say, well, if you're lifting lower than this, then you need to do that. And if you're lifting this, then you need to do this. So it is about balance. But I think the most important thing that I want to wrap up with is to really think about, daily life and the activities that you do, like playing with those grandkids, lifting them up off the ground or picking up that the grocery baskets or the laundry basket and all those things. And think about, have you started to reduce how you're doing? Are you finding it that you are weaker in doing it? Is it more difficult for you? Because if it is, that's your body telling you that there is that decline in strength. And so rather than avoiding that catch 22, start to do some type of strength work, because what you're going to do is find that you will be stronger for these everyday life activities that you want to do. And of course, that's what it's about, is we want to be able to do everything, and we want to enjoy that for as long as we possibly can. Thanks for joining me today, Sal.
Thank you for having me, as always.
You're very welcome. All right, ladies, take care, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.